Yeah. Yeah. So I started with buttholes. Once you're up on all fours, head down, butt up, all the buttholes look the same to me.
Oh my God. Okay. We're going there right off the bat. Military guys come in.
Military, fire, cop. Number one profession that comes in is lawyers, actually. People in the middle of the night would Google from all over the world. So it was being looked for, just nobody had it. I'm driven and I like being in business for myself, and if I'm going to work hard, I might as well work hard for myself.
This is Ken Arcega, your host for the Manscaping podcast. Today we have a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about manscaping, and we're going to speak with Melanie Marie, owner of BareSkinStudio in Laguna Hills. And if you look up her Twitter handle, it's I wax balls. So that gives you that gives you a little sense of what we're going to talk about today. Melanie Marie has been in this business for 7 years in the waxing, but beforehand was a financial analyst for a Fortune 500 company. So it'd be very interesting how she got from that track to waxing balls for your Twitter handle. So Melanie, thanks for coming on. We're glad to have you here.
Hello, sir.
So let's start there. So financial analyst. How do you go from that to, Brazilian?
So it was what I was expecting to do. I was a financial analyst. I started really young, really fast. It was a great career, but I was getting burnt out, and I decided to quit my job without any idea what I wanted to do or plan. But I always liked a good makeover, and
I respect that.
Guy, girl. That's how I got into the business. The men's parts, though, started. The joke is as a drunk party trick, and by that I mean, who could I get drunk enough to let me wax? And it was my guy friends, not my girlfriends.
So you were doing waxing just on females, but just at a party, you're like, hey, who would do it? It was just the guys. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. So I started with buttholes.
Oh my God. Okay, we're going there right off the bat. So let's talk about that. I mean. So seriously, someone a man let you go ahead and put that wax on their butt?
Yep. Cheek to cheek, down the middle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's not as bad as people think.
I mean, it sounds extremely painful.
Pain factor? No. I mean, there's some guys that you can't see down in the middle to the forest floor, but most guys, it's, one shot at the glory, single pull, all at once.
Oh, now is that because does the wax, and we'll get into the wax because you actually are a wholesaler of your own brand of wax, the special wax. Does it melt the hair a little bit so it comes off easy? Because I thought it just, everything you see, where you pull that wax off and it's tearing.
Okay, well, I should explain something about waxes. There's wax that you use across the whole large parts of the body, and then there's wax that you use in the more sensitive areas. So when you do Brazilians and buttholes, it's a different kind of wax that we actually don't use paper on. So it's not like 40-year-old virgin status where you see like a big wad of hair on a piece of paper.
Yeah, right.
It's just a big wad of wax with a bunch of hair on it.
Okay.
It dries. It picks up clean in one shot from the root up, and there's less of a flick to it.
Okay. Does the hair grow back?
It does grow back, but it grows back smoother, finer, less of it. And over time, we kill some hair follicles and retard others. So long term, if you keep it up, it won't be as thick and aggressive.
Okay, but it's not like electrolysis where it literally kills it at the root.
Yeah, no, electrolysis is the only permanent hair removal solution. Lasers are also not permanent. They're hair minimizers, but not 100% gone.
Oh, I thought laser was permanent.
Laser is not permanent, not according to the FDA.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, yeah, I have a lot of guys who've gone to laser, and then they've come back.
Okay. Because it didn't work, basically.
It didn't work, or it doesn't work on gray hairs either.
Right.
So
So what percentage of your customers? So you're kind of specializing in this male client. Are you the only, like, is this a lot of people doing this, or are you one of the few? Or
I'm one of the few who actually specializes in men. Our shop is more, we work on women. We work on men, and we will work on women, where a lot of the other shops are, we work on women and we may work on men.
Okay.
I think as an esthetician, it's hard, like, for myself and for when I hire, it's hard to find estheticians who are willing to do it, honestly, because it's just such a high creep factor when you're seeing guys, naked.
Right. I mean, they have to be naked, right? So
yeah, they have to be naked. We can't wax through, clothes. So
like, what if someone is shy? I mean, too bad. You got to take it off, and
I mean, you know what you signed up for.
Right. But so I guess it's full frontal. It's not just from behind. Like, they have to go over on their back, and you're looking at them, and they're sitting there looking at you, and you're pouring wax on their privates.
Junk, yeah. That, and then to wax their cracks, it's all fours, head down, butt up.
Wait a minute. They got to kneel in that kind of a humiliating position.
They have a newfound respect for women after that.
Well, I could imagine, yeah, because do women have to kneel too?
Not usually, no. Not usually. Okay. Normally I can have them kick their legs up and I can get every angle, but with men usually have bigger butts. So I need to be able to see where no one else has seen before.
Oh my God. How often does this have to be done?
6 weeks.
It's what?
6 weeks.
Oh, 6. I thought you said weekly. My God. Okay. So every 6 weeks you come in. That would be a little too much.
What? You don't want to come see me and hang out and have a beer and
every week though? It sounds, so do you have any men come in who are shy about doing that? Or, well, I guess they know what they're getting into. Like,
they know what they're getting into, and a lot of them have read the website and have read the frequently asked questions. So that cuts a lot of the shyness down. And, part of my job as the esthetician doing it is to make them feel comfortable. And, it starts from the time they walk in by offering them a beer to, make sure we have comfortable, we have music they like, calming them down, making them feel better, giving them advice on what looks best.
Okay.
And normally the biggest things I hear are, it's not as bad as I expected, and this was a lot easier, and you made me comfortable.
Okay. Now, do they tell you, or do you ask why they're coming in? Like, there must be a drive. There must be a driver. What's
two biggest reasons are cleanliness factor. And then their female significant others are into it or ask them to do it. I mean, I've had a few that have like lost a bet, or I've had like bros come in and hang out and get waxed in front of each other.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no, it's a bro thing.
It's a bro thing.
It's a bro thing. Yeah, it's like military guys, for example, are very BFF that way because they're used to being naked around each other. I have
you have military guys come in.
Military, fire, cop. Number one profession that comes in is lawyers, actually.
Lawyers?
Yeah, right?
Why is that?
I'm guessing it's because, everything's in its own place, the rules.
Orderly, yeah.
And, unruly hair is not part of it.
Okay. But you would think like military, firemen, and cops seems like, I know this is a generalization, but it seems like that would be so macho, like to bend over on all fours and have someone put wax in your butt.
Once you're up on all fours, head down, butt up, all the buttholes look the same to me.
Okay. Has there ever been a situation where, I don't know, some weird situation, someone's not clean or something didn't work, or I don't know. Just like,
and I've refused service and I've kicked people out. And
like, why would you refuse service? For what would they be doing? Cleanliness, okay.
Yeah, if they give me the heebie-jeebies.
You mean they're creepy, like it's a fetish or something?
Yeah, some people enjoy it a little too much.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Do you have two people in the room while you're doing this?
Not usually, no. But
okay.
Like we have more than one person in the office always.
Okay. Okay. What other reasons would you refuse service? Creepy.
Cleanliness, inappropriate. Like, don't get me wrong. I like a good dirty joke, but even I have my limitations.
Got it. Okay. Right. Wow. That's that's pretty amazing. Now, what do you think when somebody walks in and they're like super hairy, super furry? Like when you see anyone now, are you just thinking, I can wax that? I mean, no matter where you go, not even just your shop. Let's say you're just walking around, you see someone.
You know what? The funny thing is, like, if I see a hairy guy in general, no. But if I'm at the beach, for example, and I see like, full on sweater, and I'm like, why doesn't anybody say anything to them?
Right.
I can't do it. It's inappropriate. But don't think I don't think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any preference for yourself since you do this all day?
Okay, so here's the funny thing. Everyone assumes because I'm a waxer that I must be all about everybody being hairless everywhere. I'm not. Right. My thing is keep it clean, keep it well groomed.
Okay.
Waxing is not for everybody.
Okay.
But
who would it not be for?
Like, for example, say I have a guy who's like a full Yeti beast, and he wants to go naked baby on his Brazilian, meaning pelvic, shaft, balls, crack gone. So basically has a hairless bikini. So you know what? That one I would say probably trim it down.
Wait, you mean he would be hairless there, but he's got hair everywhere else?
Yeah. I would probably talk
weird. That sounds strange.
It is. And my job is to make sure you look good. And if I'm telling you it doesn't look good, who else is going to be honest with you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So just moving away from the full manscaping for a second, you do other types of grooming as well. What type of things are popular? Like, eyebrows, or I don't know what else facial,
ingrown hair facials is actually a thing.
Ingrown hair facials. Okay.
Yeah. So guys who have like ingrown hairs through their neckline and through their like chin line, you can come in, get a facial, have them extracted out, ears, nose, and eyebrows is a big one, especially for the older men crowd.
Okay.
That's the other funny thing too about my typical clientele. It's not a younger crowd. It's an older crowd. It's mostly executive types. I think it's a couple different things. I think just getting older, it's a more competitive market, not just for guys. Not just for girls, but for guys as well, either, in regards to like sales guys or just looking good. We are in Orange County after all. Your looks matter.
Right.
So, like they may come in for like a back wax. I call the back wax the gateway drug to everything else.
Oh, because once they get there, then they want to do a little bit like, I guess like a tattoo, right? You get one and then you're like, well, I got to get one on the other side. So
exactly. Okay, so it's like, that's my back, but now my butt is spectacular. Maybe we should do my butt too. But oh my God, look at your balls. And then back crack and sack. There we go.
Oh my God. Okay. Furtacular. I'm writing that down. I've never heard that. Furtacular. Okay. So you're talking about your staff. How many waxers do you have that do this specifically?
You know what? We're a small shop, so normally I have 2 to 3 people working at any given time. Okay. So, but yeah, anybody who works for me has to wax men. There's no 90% of my clientele is men, and my number one service is male Brazilian waxing, followed by butt waxing, followed by back waxing. I can't have somebody here who doesn't wax.
Right. Okay. I was going to make a bad joke. I was going to say, it sounds like you get your hands dirty, but who else do you? That's a bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was like, I started this business. I've done every single job that is this business. I'm not above any of it. I won't ask somebody who works for me to do something I won't do myself. Right.
That's good. That's a good sign of a leader. So were you always entrepreneurial?
No, I was a corporate monkey for a long time. Mm-hmm. And, my life has just taken a lot of different turns. And When I first got into the industry, I figured I was going to work for somebody else. I applied for a different company when I first got out of esthetician school to be a brow specialist. And it was a pay cut from where I came from. And they told me they wouldn't hire me, not because I didn't have good esthetician experience, but because I had no retail sales experience.
Okay.
I came from a corporate job, and I think about it, had I gotten that job, I might have still been there.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have gone down this route. I wouldn't this has been a crazy ride, but it's totally been worth it. I'm just kind of I'm driven, and I like being in business for myself. And if I'm going to work hard, I might as well work hard for myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have changed the whole trajectory of my life had I gotten that first job. You never know what's going to turn into what.
You know what's funny is that this podcast is about, it's called Mansceptional because it's about men finding a passion and carving their own path. But your story is very inspiring too. Just the corporate thing wasn't doing it for you, and then you had something that you like doing. Maybe a little accident here and there, like the drunk party trick, and then boom, here you are, right?
Yeah. I mean, the first few years kind of sucked, working for yourself. I had to build a clientele, and thankfully I've had very loyal clientele.
Mm-hmm. Now, at the time you started this, was the men's Brazilian a popular thing? Like, I would think, I think obviously ones you would think about would be like porn stars or whatever, where everyone's all waxed up and shaved off. But this was 7 years ago, right? Was this a popular known thing, or did you have to convince people, or how did you get it started?
No, actually. So my biggest claim to fame, if you look on my website, you'll see that I have a big frequently asked questions page, and people are Googling it. I mean, that's the thing. Google has changed how they let us see the information that people search. But before I could see what people were searching, where they were searching it from, and yeah, people in the middle of the night would Google from all over the world. So it was being looked for, just nobody had it.
Okay, so there was some already innate interest in it, but nobody was servicing that interest, and you kind of popped up.
Exactly, and here we are.
So there's some interesting things here about, it says preparing for wax service. Okay, freshly showered, I understand it. Take 2 Advil?
Yeah, so Advil is an anti-inflammatory. It stops you from swelling up as easily in case you have some sort of reaction.
Okay. And if you come in hungry, it's more painful.
Anecdotally, just your overall senses are heightened, including your sensitivity everywhere.
Okay.
So it's just knocking one more thing down.
Okay. And then caffeine is also mentioned.
Yeah. Caffeine, makes you wired and more sensitive. So
okay.
We don't want you sensitized for anything.
And what does it says? Exfoliate the areas we are waxing gently for a few days prior. What does that mean?
That's to get any dead skin out of the way, get any hairs that are stuck underneath the skin.
So when you brush it, what is it?
Yeah, brush it, or like a spongy scrubby, or like a scrub, like a liquid wash.
Okay. And then picking a couple of things. It's just out of curiosity. Abstain from sex if you've had your Brazilian done. It's a good idea for at least 24 hours. Basically, everything. Your skin is tender after you've done that. So
it is tender and open to cuties.
Okay. Wow. Very interesting. So how did you get, so the wax that you're selling now is a special wax that you import, or you're manufacturing now?
I'm importing.
You're importing it?
I'm importing from Australia, and they have a full wax line, skincare, body line, natural body line, synthetic waxes, natural waxes, full body waxes. It's a full product range for waxing spa professionals.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's not for somebody. This is when you say wholesale, is wholesale to other spas. Someone's not going to come in and buy this and wax them.
Absolutely not. Honestly, for what we do, I would not try this at home.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, has anyone ever come in because they tried it at home and you need to fix it?
Yeah, I've had people say, "Oh, my girlfriend tried it on me once and it was terrible." I'm like, well, you were probably using some over-the-counter stuff that they sold at the local drugstore.
Right.
And she may or may not have run it too hot, and it may not have been pulled in the right direction. There's a lot of science behind waxing. It's not just like slap some wax on there and pull. There's a method to the madness.
Okay. So I saw just before we came on, you gave me a little visual tour of your studio. Looks very nice and modern and clean. Before this, where were you located? A smaller place, right? And so you're
it was a smaller space. It was just like an industrial office walk up.
Okay.
Nothing like small retail reception area, 2 treatment rooms. That was it. Now I have a retail area and treatment rooms and a warehouse to house all the wholesale back there.
Well, 9 yards. Okay. And how are you marketing your stuff to the wholesale stuff?
You know what? We're servicing existing clients. We're coming onto Instagram. We're doing email marketing. We're also hosting our first professional open house May 9th.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to be doing a Brazilian wax demo for women. And then eventually we're going to do a Brazilian wax demo for men.
So some guy's going to come in and get on all fours, and there's going to be a whole bunch of people in the room?
Yep, there's going to be a whole lot of people in the room.
Oh, my God. I bet someone would do that for a free waxing, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If any of your listeners want to sign on for that, hit me up. We'll talk.
Wow, interesting. So you had also mentioned something about a very, very popular company, Dollar Shave Club, which is they made a big name for themselves in terms of they came up with the idea and marketing. What are you doing with them, or you just talking with them?
I on Dollar Shave Club, featured on a couple of their web blog posts in regards to how to shave your chest, how to manscape your Brazilian.
Okay.
I just commented on another subject that I don't know if I can talk about yet because I haven't posted it. But I answer a lot of questions and give details on how to best groom yourself at home. Okay.
Interesting. So what would you say, just based on your all your exposure to your clients, is there well, I guess everyone that comes there is coming in for grooming, so they would already be thinking in that mind frame. But
actually, here's the funny thing: a lot of guys come in with saying that I know I need something, I just don't know exactly what it is I need.
What it is, okay.
And that's my job to guide them into. Well, if you get rid of this, groom down that, let's wax this. Oh my God, look at that nose hair. I'm the one that tells people the things that nobody else will tell them.
Right.
Not because I'm trying to hurt their feelings. My job is to make you look good, and nose hair is not cute.
Right. Okay. So nose and ear, you put wax in there?
Yeah. Hard wax, so no paper.
Okay. And just like a ball, and then you pull it out?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And it comes up clean in one shot.
Okay. And it's is it hot?
It's warm. It's not hot. It's not like scalding. Hard wax, which is like a plastic polymer wax.
Okay.
It runs cooler, and paper is not required to pull it out, and it hardens and shrink wraps around the hair and comes clean in one pull.
Okay, because I think that's what people think of that's what I think of when I think of waxing. It's that stuff, and that big yank and yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay, I never understood that, because even for females, I'm wondering how do they get all that hair down there with something that they're going to pull? It seems horrible.
Some other estheticians do it that way with the soft wax with the paper. It's not my personal preference, just because I think it's a little bit more aggressive. With the wax, carry if you are going to do it. I think with the wax that we carry, which is Mancini Cosmetics Mancini Professional Wax. The quality of our wax is good enough that you can go over an area repeatedly if you have to, without sensitizing the skin.
Okay.
But it usually comes up clean in one pull. But if you have to, at least we can do it.
Okay. So did you have any mentors or anything? I usually ask this of our male guests, that help them learn the trade, or you just figure or is it really just the same, or you're just making it up? Like, who would know the first time, okay, you're doing women, and the first time you have a man and you're going to put wax on his balls and pull it off, like, that could be scary, right?
So when I started the drunk party trick, it was with friends.
I love that drunk party trick.
and you know what? They were willing and they knew it. I think the person I feel the worst for is the first guy who ever paid for it without knowing the guy. He was the first guy to ever pay for it,
Right. Didn't know it was an experiment.
Yeah, that's the guy I feel bad for. Everyone else, they knew what they were coming into. And, over time, my speed, my technique has evolved. And, now that I'm, a waxer for BareSkinStudio, and I'm also a trainer for Spotless Beauty Supply, which is what the name I distribute the wax under. I've evolved, and now I'm teaching the magic to other licensed professionals. And I hope to be a mentor to other people, because I didn't have anybody to teach me. I just kind of went and did it and hoped for the best, and, fake it till you make it. And thankfully I made it.
Yeah. So just brainstorming here, it sounds to me like you could put a course together and charge for a course and go through the whole tutorial, and you also have all the supplies. Like, basically they could come to you for the full answer on this whole thing.
That is correct. We're working on it. Okay.
All right. Yeah, you seem like you're moving ahead pretty fast. So I thought I'd bring it up, and you're already doing it, thinking about it. Okay. Cool.
That's why the magic is to teach the female Brazilian first, and then move into the male Brazilians. Because female Brazilians, we have a lot of fresh graduates that even though they went to school and paid for like a full tuition to learn how to wax and do everything else we do, they're not 100% comfortable yet with, waxing female Brazilians, because there is an art and a technique to it, much less male. So let's break them in. Let's do the female Brazilian part first, and then get them into the male Brazilian.
Okay. So what do you think the potential market could be? Because, it seems like not too many men are doing this yet. Look at the total population. Would I be surprised?
You'd be surprised. I mean, it's gotten me a full-time business out of it. Right. And I'm just servicing a small area. I mean, most of my clients are local, but I'm having guys drive like 2.5 hours one way to come see me. So I think the potential is huge. I mean, I think for myself, I can easily expand in the next few years. It's just a growing process for me. Sky's the limit, and guys are, being more particular about their looks, either with their man grooming or their face status, the wrinkles and lines and oil and blackheads. Guys care more than they used to. It's okay to be, metrosexual nowadays. Not saying that, it makes you less manly. It's just more about caring about yourself, period.
Right. And actually, I was going to ask you that. Or is there an element about this about being gay, or is no? No,
most of my clients are actually straight.
Okay.
Straight, clean cut, executive types, high-end blue collars. The guys I have guys with like dirt on their boots when they come in, but not self-care.
Right. Okay. And what about, do they tell you what the feedback from women are?
Oh, of course. I get texts. I get texts. I get phone calls. I get or when they come back and they'll leave and I'll tell them, well, let's see what the girlfriend wife says. And if I see you back in 6 weeks, that means she liked it. And if I don't see you back, I understand.
Right. Do you think it's something that, because I've been interviewing females about a bunch of topics, but including manscaping, and a lot of them don't like someone super hairy, but they're a little iffy on the full, the full Monty.
Well, which is why I recommend combinations of things where, for example, and I've heard this on the flip side too, where guys don't want girls who are completely bare. They want like, a little bit like a landing strip or, like a little front entrance carpet, but, hardwood floors everywhere else,
Okay. So you had mentioned on your site something about a male porno patch.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
So it's kind of like a triangle or a hexagonal shape.
Okay.
That is like most of the pelvic or only part of the pelvic. It's different sizes depending on the overall size of the person.
Okay.
Just fit to their specifications.
So it's equivalent of what a female would have, a little patch, but it just
exactly
for a male. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How much of this do you think is sex related, meaning they want to attract females, or they think females are I mean, that must be a driver, I would think.
Oh yeah, no. So I have guys who I don't know if you want to call them optimistic, who come in here between first, second, or third date. Like they don't know if they're going to get laid, but they want to be ready just in case.
Oh, that is funny. That is funny. When you're saying optimistic, meaning they're on that first, second, third date, they're thinking something might happen,
and they want to be ready just in case.
Right. Okay. And they think this will give them an edge.
Yeah. So the girl's like, ooh, versus oh.
Right. Okay. That's funny. So do you have you had mentioned one weird thing where someone's super hairy and then just everything would be bare down there, which is a little off. Any other kind of strange combinations that don't work?
Guys who, when a guy is super hairy on their back and they wax their back, and they're super hairy on their arms, and there's no way to blend it out. Like they don't trim down their arms. So it's almost like they're wearing like a naked t-shirt.
Oh.
Like there needs to be a line stop on the arms. Like
so you mean the back? So the back is
shoulder,
somewhere in the arms they stop. Okay.
Yeah, but then they'll trim down their arms, and then it's like naked and hello fluffy arm hair.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so guys just need to suck it up and mow it down. You know what I mean?
So you get all the way in the whole arms too, then, for someone like that, since you can't blend it, you have to get the whole thing.
Or you can groom it down. You can groom it down with the clipper.
Okay. Do you guys do that too?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do the whole. Okay.
Yeah, we'll groom down your chest and your arms.
Okay. Interesting. Wow, this is a whole new world. I mean, I know what trimming is, but all this other
it could be done professionally.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do it to myself like at home with hot wax. That's for sure. So, would you give any? What advice would you give to men, in general about trying or why to do it, why not to do it? I've yet to meet a woman who wants a hairy back.
I think most women will say keep it clean, keep it groomed to some level.
Okay.
Otherwise, it looks unkempt and that you're not taking care of yourself. And if you're not taking care of yourself, are you going to take care of them in whichever capacity that means?
Okay. So that point right there, from the females that I've spoken with, they all say that it's one that takes care of themselves. So I guess that's a starting point.
Yeah. Okay. Like I have a lot of guys who come in every 6 weeks and they do their full body manscaping grooming and a facial. And it's like equivalent of a girl going for a facial and a massage. Same deal. It's a little self-care. It shows that you care about yourself and your looks and, everything else you have going on in life.
Okay. Do men do their underarms too?
Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Okay.
A lot of guys just like to groom that down because they feel it makes them a little womanly. I personally think they need to be at least groomed down because you want to make sure your deodorant gets down to the skin.
Okay.
My thing is as long as it looks relatively natural, I'm willing to roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I have to talk people out of doing things.
Oh, okay.
They're going a little too far where I'm like, it's like having a furry back and furry legs, but then having a hairless ass. It just isn't.
Oh, right. Okay. I got it. But the too far, like doing the full body, there's nothing left after that. So you can't go any further than that, right?
Well, my thing on that is if they were naturally not very hairy to begin with,
yeah,
that's not that big of a deal. But say they were a Furbies and the regrowth is
Furbies. Okay. I got to write that down. Okay.
If the regrowth is going to be ugly.
Oh,
I mean,
wait. What do you mean? The regrowth is going to be ugly? If you're hairy,
like if their hair was already very coarse and dense, and it irritated their skin, and they might get a lot of ingrown hairs on the regrowth. Oh. It's going to be not pretty for them. They're not going to be comfortable with it. Their significant other's going to be like, "Ooh, what happened to you?" Okay. So sometimes it's slowly but surely getting the skin used to things. Baby steps.
Can you tell if is it just someone that has a lot of hair that the regrowth is?
No, I can tell up front what they're like. I can tell either by looking at them on the first go or by that first pull, I can tell what's going to happen with their skin and hair.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time though.
How many have you done, do you think?
I do over 1,000 male Brazilians a year.
Okay. So that's a lot of 4x4s. I mean, hands and knees on the floor. Or a lot of buttholes, I guess you would say.
A lot of buttholes, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch on to the vernacular here. So that's all. I really appreciate you coming on. It's very interesting. The men listening to the podcast, this might be something new, kind of how it was for me, the details. And, how can people best look you up, contact you?
Let's see, Instagram, BareSkinStudio, Facebook, BareSkinStudio OC, phone number 949-382-1172. Okay. You can either call that in or you can also text on that phone number. It's not necessarily me answering, but it's somebody from my shop answering. And email is admin@BareSkinStudio.com. Okay.
BareSkinStudio, not with an S, just studio.
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. And then your Twitter, iWaxBalls.
iWaxBalls.
What does your license plate say?
Some random number.
Okay. Oh, I thought maybe you'd have iWaxBalls on your license plate. Not a bad idea. I bet it's not taken.
I actually have a gift from one of my clients that it's too hairy for 69.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's on your license plate?
No, I have the license plates.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to put that on my car.
Oh, right. Okay. Got it. Too hairy for 69. Oh my God. Crazy. So actually, I will ask you this. So I've been asking the females I've been interviewing about what their idea of a manceptional man would be. Now they're including, confidence and other personality traits. So you can include that as well, but just with your view of the waxing and the grooming, what would you say, might be an ideal manceptional type of man?
Again, somebody well taken care of, like they care about their body, like, what they're feeding it, exercising, on the hair skin factor, somebody who does know how to use product on their face.
Okay, what do you mean? Someone who knows to use products?
It's okay to use lotions and serums and night creams.
Okay.
To keep up your game. It's okay to go get a facial. Okay. Back hair is not sexy.
I think that's universal.
Hey, you never know. But guys might be okay with it. I think women don't care. Women do care. So. Okay. Back hair is not sexy. Butt hair is not sexy. Keep the Manscaped area, like the Brazilian area, groomed to some level. And, if you have to knock down the fluff on your arms and legs, please do. Nose hair is not sexy. Ear hair is not sexy. Keep the brows under control. I'm not telling you have them super shaped, but make sure you do something for them. And then, personality, intelligence, humor, empathy. and caring for the greater good.
Melanie, I'm going to take my headphones off. Okay. There. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Sorry about that. I had an interruption. So, well, I definitely appreciate the education here, and hopefully some people look you up, and we'll maybe you'll get some more customers. I think you do have a big opportunity though, because obviously the male grooming business seems to be growing. The skincare, I mean, it's like on a big commercial level, right? There's a lot.
Yeah, the guys get chemical peels now.
Even chemical peels.
Yeah, guys get facials, chemical peels. Yeah, it's a thing.
Wow.
Creams, serums.
Wow. Okay. So I think you're at the beginning, and with your waxing and all that stuff, I think you have a real big thing going there.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm up in LA. I'm not too far. So if I get I don't know if I get any friends that are interested in it, I might have them try it first. Yeah. I don't know if I have the courage to have hot wax on my butt, but
it's not that bad.
So
I'll be gentle.
Yeah, be gentle. Oh boy. So yeah, definitely need a beer for that one, or a shot of something stronger. So great. Well, thank you for coming on, and keep in touch. Let me know any other events you've got going on, and
right. Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, cool.
Okay, that's Melanie Marie from BareSkinStudio. I wax balls. All right. Take care.
You,
okay, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.